until I get the message on YouTube where I can get the link, because it usually takes 2 or 3 minutes for me until I get the live stream on YouTube and I can share the link. I'll have to wait for that.
No problem. Oh, why did I press cancel? That's so stupid. Join share play.
We practiced this match, didn't we, Snake Eater, before the World Cup? Egypt versus France.
Did you guys play friendly?
We had a couple of friendlies, didn't we, Egypt versus France, before the World Cup? Yeah, I'm just saying, I remember playing France.
How'd that go?
It was close, I think. Brought 2 times.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I'll also be right back. I want to grab my laptop quick. Elliot, it seems like I've lost the SharePlay connection for some reason.
Okay, I will get it back for you in 1 second.
Thank you. I better not happen during the game.
SharePlay.
What a crazy day in football today. Hectic.
Yeah, I'm just watching Liverpool and Leeds right now, and Leeds have come out in shirts that say football is for fans.
Yeah, flip it all. That's so crazy. It's the Americans, bro. They're all spoiling the sport. American owners. Yeah. It's just like maximum extraction for them. That's all it's about. Let's see.
Yeah. At the moment, it seems the pandemic will all change football for the worst.
But it won't pass. I mean, you know, the leagues are against it, and you know, there's also the thing of the leagues possibly punishing the teams that do it. So I guess it's going to be like, it's going to end up being lawyers fighting it out as to who can do what. James says, don't sell out, keep PES FC for the fans. Does he know about a takeover that we don't know about? Of PES FC.
Okay, so waiting for a few years and then we'll start.
For sure.
Yeah, the first quarterfinal already happened yesterday. Netherlands won, how much was it?
8-3. I was calling that game, yeah, between Mr. Me and Pro Cryptologist. Welcome, Muzza. That's a lot of popcorn. I don't know if it's healthy. I don't know if you're having the microwave kind or the one that you make yourself. I think the one is healthier than the other, though. So he eats a lot of popcorn, Muzza. Welcome. Good to have you here.
Yeah.
Muzza, we need a rematch. I played against Muzza, and that's all I'm going to say. He knows what happened.
I played against Muzza today, actually, while we're on the conversation.
Yeah. Did you win or lose?
7 points from 9 for 2 wins and a draw. and then missed by Foden in the draw in the last minute. Got round the keeper, tap in, and then hit the post. Don't know what happened. John Muzza can explain.
Muzza knows. What up, Meli Piojo? Welcome to you and your marijuana. Welcome to both of y'all to the show. Who else? I'm gonna wait for like 2 more people, and we'll get it going. Yeah, so it's like that Super League. Mourinho gets fired, which if I'm honest, I didn't see coming. But yeah.
He's not anywhere for long.
I still had, because I don't think he's like all bad. I just feel like, he just needs to prove himself again. And I thought he was going to do that at Tottenham, but clearly not. So, yeah. I was about to say, I was going to ask you, do you think he's not kept up with the times?
I think he's still tactic-wise, but his how he manages his squad and how he treats his team and maybe
it's Paul Pogba's fault. Back in the days, yeah.
Back in the days, very harsh, but I think.
Yeah, I hear you. He is one of a kind. I do like him, but let's see what he does next. I think it's getting to be like more make and break for him now, like make or break. It's just like he's not been convincing in his last couple of jobs, but let's see what happens. We got 5 people watching. I think we can get the show on the road. James Waller wants to know, big game, will Egypt make the power rankings? Meli Piojo says, I expect Egypt to go to the next round. And Muzza agreeing with us, Snake, that his tactics are old school. Yeah, let's get the show on the road, gents. We can do it. Who left now? Why is there 4 people watching? Good evening, folks, and welcome to it. It's another PES FC World Cup encounter. We had the first of the quarterfinal games last night between the Netherlands and Senegal. A valiant attempt from Mr. Me. I think he came back twice in that game, but in the end, Netherlands just too strong. Verghorst had a cracker of a game. Berghuis as well. So that one ended 8-3. A bit harsh on Mr. Me. I don't know if he was 8-3 bad, but, pro cryptologists will do that to you. So, yeah, that's how that one panned out. And so what we have is an encounter here between these 2 teams who will then join the Netherlands in the next round. So let's see what happens as far as this is concerned. In fact, they were playing a quarterfinal already, like a knockout. This is still like last 16. This is the last of the last 16 games between France and Egypt. If I'm correct, it was a little delayed as far as the scheduling is concerned. So this game is the last of the first round of knockouts. So one of these teams will join the likes of the Netherlands, who are further along in the competition. As we can see here, just the 2 sides. Giroud leading the line for France. So much depth, so much quality. And Egypt, well, you got Mo Salah, and what you would find are a lot of locally based players. As I've unfortunately just lost a SharePlay connection for some reason. Let's see. Elliot, if you can hear me, let's give it a go. I'm going to shut down all my devices so that my internet can just be solely on the game. That might make a difference. Let's see. Please bear with me, folks. I'll be right back with you in a moment as I join SharePlay. And I'm back. So yes, we were speaking about the likes of Salah. You got El Neni there, El Mohammadi, some familiar names, but you just feel that it's going to be a tough test for Egypt against France. Elliot, as good a player as he is, might not, have the correct tools, as it were. As far as the Egypt side is concerned, and he's playing a lot more narrower with his Egypt side. So the likes of, who's that, El Shaarawy, I think it was, on the bench, who's a wing. No room for him in this starting 11. Trezeguet, that's who I was referring to, rather. My bad. Trezeguet, the likes of which can't essentially affect the game just yet. Oh boy. Okay. I'm having connectivity issues. So before we get started, I'm going to do a very quick restart, folks. You might catch the game with a bit of no audio for the beginning, depending on how quickly I can get back, and then we'll try again. Be right back. Love your work, Elliot. Thank you. Here we go. Third time lucky. Okay, folks. Not too bad. Only missed about a minute or two of the game. All the talent that France have. We could be in for a treat here as Snake Eater gets the ball to Mbappe, who gets it into the back of the net. Oh my goodness, what a hot start to the game for Kylian Mbappe. The most lethal of the strikers in the world right now. Alongside another youngster in Erling Haaland, it must be said. Their recent showings as far as the Champions League is concerned has really shown off and showcased their talents. And once again, a good move here from France. Mbappe finds the back of the net, makes no mistake. 1-0. Warda now on the ball, looking to respond with Mo Salah, their talisman. He finds El Mohammadi. And an error has occurred. NP36667. Thank you. It's going to be a bit tricky, but I'm going to try and see if I can... I'm going to do this delayed live. We have this running joke here called delayed live in our country, where essentially it's just our national broadcaster can never show the games actually live. So apologies, my commentary might be a bit delayed, but that's because now I've fallen back onto watching on YouTube. So not to make it awkward, I'll talk around the pictures and hopefully just be lucky as far as when I catch up with the goals. Lord PES, Brazilian Wi-Fi issues. Back in SA right now for pre-season, so it's the one here that's giving me a problem. Yeah, I saw that lag in the top right corner, Bilal. I'm not part of the feed anymore. So that's, not it. But wonder, maybe they're just PES service not having a good night. Here we go, and France still in the lead. Kylian Mbappe opening the scoring. And as we see here, Hernandez finding Umtiti. Defenders who haven't essentially been troubled so far, so here we go. Paul Pogba. I wonder if he had anything to do with Mourinho's sacking. Coming out rather critically against his former manager. Questioning his man management skills. Tidying up at the back. Rather convincingly, the French. It's going to be very hard for Egypt to penetrate this back line. Like I said, the likes of Umtiti, you got Raphael Varane, Kingsley Coman now on the ball. Good tackle from El Neni. Mohamed Salah was the intended target. And the ball goes through to Griezmann. Griezmann looking for the shot, and he gets it into the back of the net. There we go. Getting his first goal of the day, and the second for France, shall I say. And 17 minutes in, it's a big lead for France. Just so many weapons all over the pitch, household names in every position. It's always going to be tricky when you have that kind of quality. The opponents are going to find it hard, and it's going to be tough going. I'll try not to get too excited. Not ideal, but clearly something up with the network this evening, not able to do share play convincingly. As N'Golo Kante, another name I hadn't even mentioned. My word. Here we go, tidying up at the back of France. We saw Mr. Me yesterday find a way back. Mbappe on the ball. And have you seen this already? Yes, you have. You've seen Fekir get on the score sheet. It's 3. It's a bit of a tough ask. Mr. Me against Pro Cryptologist yesterday came back on a couple of occasions. But, you just wonder here. And what a ball. My goodness. And Mbappe there graciously allowing his teammate Fekir in on the act. N'Golo Kante extracting a foul for France. The French will get a chance to add to what is already a considerably big lead, but one goal can change the game. It happened yesterday, but the goal was 2-0. 3, of course, a different proposition, because even if you score one, there's always a 2-goal buffer. But You got to start somewhere if you're Egypt. That's what they'll be thinking. And the sooner they get a goal in the back of the net, the better. As France still dominating. So many quality players. Ends up being a foul on Coman. And Pogba. Oh! Try to go directly there for that free kick. Sorry, just seeing it now. That was very close. Kylian Mbappe finds Griezmann and maybe surprised to have the ball at his feet. Strange pass shot. I'm not sure what that was to the keeper. But Egypt, as they look to build, it's quickly nipped in the bud by the French defense. And here we go. It's, I think, Lloris in between the sticks. Yeah, guys. There is a bit of a delay with the YouTube. It's not ideal. And it's always been something we contend with. And there was a chance there from Mbappe that I'm just seeing now. Not a goal just yet. But I can imagine this is quite trippy, hearing me remark on things that happened a couple of seconds ago. We'll see if at half-time we can look for another solution. But as it is now, just after the half-hour mark, still 3-0 possession favouring France, the scoreline favouring France. You just feel the momentum as well. Unless Egypt pull one back and change the momentum, untidy at the back. And let's have a look here. We throw in for France. Unfortunately for Egypt, it just seems one-way traffic at the moment. Even when they do have the ball, it's not for long, it's not convincing. And France are very quick to tidy it up and then look to shift the momentum in their favour. Still looking for more goals. Okay, so to explain the delay is because through the share play, or party rather, where you're hearing my audio, I think that's real time going into the stream. See, I essentially need to be watching the live pictures because by the time it gets to YouTube, there's already a delay on what the share play is showing me. That's what it is. And then it's a better explanation. And so I'm watching a delayed picture, and by the time my voice is getting to you, the picture on your side has moved on, basically. And so here we go with maybe another opportunity for Egypt. And here we go. Mohamed Salah looking for Wada, who looks for Salah again. He's got some space in front of him. He opts to pass, and that sequence of 1-2 passes not working out the second time around. Worked out with Wada, but yeah, it just didn't pan out again for Mo Salah. He'll go again with Goma. Maybe this time they'll get it right. They don't, but a good tackle there from Salah. Looking for Goma, finds Goma. Goma goes for the shot! And he just doesn't have the tools, and I'm so sorry. Obviously, that is coming to you way delayed. But, yeah. Chance for Egypt. There haven't been too many. We press ahead, and so do France. Griezmann now. Good tidying up, but not for long. Griezmann still on the ball. Not much left of this half. Will they get another before they go into the half-time break, France? They look to clear. It's Pogba on the ball. Goes for the first time. Volley. Ashraf will hoof it away, but it's only as far as Benjamin Pavard. He finds Kingsley Coman. Coman now tackled and fairly, and they'll have a set piece. The allotted additional time is over, but it looks like Griezmann will have the last kick of the game. And there we go. He does, but it's cleared. It's 3-0 at halftime. Guys, let's try and keep this halftime break as long as possible to my two players. I don't know who needs to try what, but I'm going to try another restart. It might be worth it, and maybe hope.
I really think somehow the share play is connection for.
Well, we're not doing share play anymore. That's the funny thing, right? Is that it stopped quite a while back. Yeah.
First minute when had share play it was.
Let's see. What are the? I mean, is it maybe a video quality for share play? Let's try that. If Colbert can hear us, maybe go check your video quality for share play, and instead of maybe having it on high, you can have it on standard if it's not on standard already. And the same for your frame rates. Resolution standard, frame rate standard. In the video quality for share play settings, if you can hear me, Elliot, you'll find it in your party settings. Hey, mate.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't know what's wrong with my Wi-Fi. It's the game's just about playable, but the share play is just killing it.
Okay, I know Wi-Fi. That's the key word. Bilal called it.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi share play.
Normally it's fine, but I don't know what's wrong with it. But this game's gone anyway, so might as well just.
Yeah. Okay, you know what, guys? So I think because I think it's distracting to everybody who's watching, please put back the game commentary. We gave it our best, and then I'm going to step off, and then I'm going to watch with everybody else, and we'll just do the normal game commentary. So that'll be for you, Snake, since you're broadcasting. You can put your commentary back up, and then we'll try it another time when the servers are kinda. Are you sure? I mean, it's like I'm delayed because I'm coming, like I'm reacting to things that have happened like 30 seconds ago, mate, and it's off-putting for the people.
After things happen, you can discuss them.
Yeah, I guess. Well, that's the thing. I mean, I was gonna speak to you guys after the game as a post-match, but okay, let's carry on. Let's go. Let's do it. We're here now. Let's go ahead. Let's do it. Yeah, no, good idea. Just talk around the game as opposed to picture to picture. Yeah, exactly. Review it. Second half is underway. As we've said, France in the ascendancy, in a dominant position. Can Egypt maybe just find a way? Just something. Even if it's a bit of luck, an own goal, a ricochet off the keeper, saves into his own goal, something. But it's not happened as yet. And you just feel that Egypt do need to make the better start around the second half so that they can just get a way back into this game. But credits to Snake. He's been ruthless when he's had the chances. He's taken them. But yeah, he's got tons of top talent in that team who can turn around and make things happen anytime when they get on the ball. And then you look on the other side and you got Mo Salah, who, as good as he is, it's very hard for him to kind of grab this game by the scruff of the neck. But still time, and he could still have an impact. Let's see. There'll definitely have been a change in approach as far as the tactics are concerned. We spent so much time troubleshooting during half time, I couldn't even tell if there were any tactical changes that were made, but you would think that we'd have to look into just trying something different, Egypt and Elliot. As Coleman here, one of the impactful players, you know that he's going to be critical and chime in with the assists, and he does so. Mbappe now getting a second goal of the game and putting this one beyond doubt. 4-0. It's tough. It's tough. It's you kind of have a sense that maybe heads have dropped a little bit on the Egypt side, was just too easy. Just too easy. They'll have it all to do, Egypt. At this point, I think it's just, kind of immaterial. Now the result is kind of sorted. Maybe Arnold will just play around and have some fun. Who knows? It's always when the pressure's off that maybe the moments start going in your favor. But there's still plenty of time in this one. For Egypt, it'll be about not making a comeback, just restoring respectability to the scoreline. For France, it'll be a signal of intent. And as we see here, it's Umtiti, Varane. It's been a quiet night for them, even quieter for the goalkeeper. But as you can see here, that narrow approach from Egypt just means that they can just swing it from side to side and find either the wing-backs or the midfielders there to receive the ball, because Egypt is just playing such a narrow style, and they get that, obviously trying to negate that midfield, but because it's so tightly packed in midfield, they can just switch it out to the flanks, and some of the goals have come from crosses. It's just because there's so much space for the likes of Coman, Pavard. On the other side, you've got the likes of Hernandez and Griezmann. So as you can see, now Egypt just kind of looking to spread things out a bit more and address that threat down the flanks, where then Karawa now kind of deployed more on the wings, with Trezeguet actually being brought in as a substitute. So, difference in approach, that could do the trick. But yeah, it's been tough going. Maybe a change of fortunes with the change of personnel. I'm not sure of the brackets as far as the winner of this, who they play next. But if anyone knows from the admin side in the chat, maybe you can drop us that information. We've already seen a game in the next round of the round that this game is from last night between Pro Cryptologist and Mr. Me. 8-3, the final score there. That was between the Netherlands and Senegal. But they were playing a quarter-final. Whereas this is the last 16. The last of the last 16 games is this one here. So, ideally, obviously, throughout the week, we'll try hopefully get everybody up to the same stage. So that, we can have the results kind of be immediately more impactful. Like I say, with this one, I'm not sure as far as the bracket, but obviously there's already a next round that the likes of Pro Crypto are already waiting in. And a good attempt there. Once again, Elliot had similarly rated strikers as France. You probably think to yourself, chances like that could have gone in. But yeah, it's been tough for that front line at Egypt. Chances like the one you just saw recently, let me say, where it went wide. The winner of this game takes on Wild Bill. There we go. So Steak Eater knows he's in action against Wild Bill for the next round, Serbia. So there you have it. France versus Serbia is a interesting clash. Be interesting to see what Wild Bill can do with that team. Here we go. I'm seeing more movements from Egypt. Definitely the change in approach has helped, but too little, too late is what they say. There we go. I mean, just being a lot more disruptive up until they give the ball back to France, Egypt. But this, for me, just looks like how they should have set up their stall from the onset. But, it happens all the time. Managers get their tactics wrong. It's a part and parcel of football. It's how games are won and lost. And so he adapted late, but, it's immaterial. France throwing their lead, with Pogba having scored. You have a situation where 5 goals to the good, cruising. It's one of those where, in the real world, it could have had implications of being too easy a game, kind of dulls you a little bit for the next one. When you have an easy game, you want to be engaged in tough competition so that you stay sharp. It would have been like that in real life, but obviously, Snake will find friendlies and other games to kind of get his groove before he plays the next game, so it doesn't have quite the same permutation, but you get my point. And Mohamed Salah can't even get on the score sheet. Nice one, Bilal. Egypt buried like their mummies. Did you see that thing they did with the mummies where they were transporting them? It was quite a show. Quite a show. I think we were moving them to a new tomb or something. And, yeah, folks. Pity that Elliot didn't go with this adventurous, almost matching up against France, who did have the striker and the 2 wingers. I did see that formation when Elliot started, and I just thought to myself, that looks almost like a dick. But it wasn't. It's not the banned, spammy dick tactic that you see on my club. It wasn't that. But yeah, it did look narrow, and those flanks were exploited very well. But they can hurt you from anywhere, France. And maybe 5 is not all that's going to happen in this game. Snake will want that clean sheet, but France looking a bit more threatening now. James giving Elliot credit. Phenomenal performance from Elliot to get out of the group stage. What are you insinuating, James? The man's is not applying himself. And here we go. I'm seeing what was possibly another goal there, but a good save from the keeper. Oh, here we go. I'm seeing that 6th one that I kind of could, smell the scent in the air was coming. Hat-trick for Kylian Mbappe. That makes sense. 5-team group and he qualified. Okay. It's good enough to make it out of a 5-team group with Egypt. But yeah, you're always going to struggle. I mean, even in the real world, you can just imagine France versus Egypt. Like, the Pharaohs would put up a valiant effort, and I think eventually, it would be a mess. James standing by his words. He might be cited for bringing the league into disrepute. And it's almost over. 6 to the good of France. But who knows, maybe there's a 7th goal in my future. And it's just not come to fruition. And there is one. But, yeah. There we go. So obviously, it's a competition within a competition with top goal scorer accolades also up for grabs. There it is, folks. You knew before me that it was over, but it's over. Congratulations to France. It made easy and light work of Egypt. Let's speak to the Egyptian manager, get him to address these allegations being made by James. Elliot.
Hi, mate. You alright?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not bad. Yeah.
Are you happy to be done?
To get rid of. Yeah, I did. That just didn't feel a like a nice game to
Yeah.
play, if I'm being honest. I didn't really feel like
Yeah.
it was playing how it normally plays, if that makes sense. There was a lot of lag, a lot of button delay, but I couldn't be bothered to restart. I just thought, we're going to get knocked out anyway. We'll just play it.
Okay.
But I don't know, if
No,
you
for
saw the
sure.
YouTube video, you would have seen probably there were quite a lot of lag, which I could have said something, but yeah, it's a better. It was going to beat me anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. But that was tough. That
Aye.
was awful.
No, I hear you. Ideal conditions not ideal at all. Unlucky, mate. But like you say, there was always going to be a tall ask. I feel like you did create some moments though, where had you had like similarly rated attackers, you might have found a way back into the game.
Yeah, I mean, that formation that I started the game against, that's the same one that I used when we had a couple of friendlies before the World Cup started, and I got 2 draws
Okay.
against him, so I thought, well, it worked in those games, so
Mm,
that's why I went for that approach. Um,
okay.
didn't really, perform to the same standard, though, in this game, but when it's
Mm-hmm.
an important game, it's in my mentality to not perform, so...
No.
but
Well,
it's...
you'll work through that, I'm sure.
I'm looking forward to playing with my Huddersfield team again.
Yeah.
Egypt was tough. We got farther than I expected. Got a bit of a rollicking there though.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And James agrees. He says you were in a tough group, you did well. And yeah, like the weapons that he has are just crazy on that front side. But hard luck. I look forward to seeing your Huddersfield team. Should be a cracking season next season. But yeah, thanks for being a good competitor.
Thanks, mate. You too. Thank you.
Yeah, so unlucky that the connection was sort of sluggish. Would have deserved better.
Yeah, we don't know, do we? It was the same for both of us. So, but
Yeah.
never
Just
mind.
out of interest, Elliot, what server did you use?
I think I use United Kingdom. I play on the same servers all the time, and it always works
Okay.
fine. It's just I
Okay.
haven't played PES for a week or so, so I don't know if it's just a bit of rust or whatever on the PlayStation, but it were a bit
Yeah.
slow earlier with Muzza, so I don't know, but
Unlucky, mate.
it's
It's
over
all good
now.
though.
It's
Like
over.
we understand. Yeah, there's lots of like mitigating circumstances all around. But thank you very much for pitching up, seeing it through. That's all that matters. Snake, congratulations, man. Big victory. Like we've just alluded to now, not the ideal conditions for the game, but you pressed ahead and yeah, you got yourself a good result. How would you see that one?
Yeah, nevertheless, it was a tough game. I think both managers really bad connection. It was hardly playable.
Hmm.
It got better after I think you lost fair play. Yeah, but same as Arnold, I also thought that just continue on because the stream is live and it's a good game. And yeah, I think it's quite entertaining game for the audience. Yeah, would have been more fun if it would have been that one-sided. But yeah, I tried to do my best to score as many goals as I can because in the end I want Mbappe to be top scorer of the tournament. Decide the fact how far I will go. I mean, quarterfinal now, but even though if I get knocked out there, I want to make sure Mbappe gets top scorer. This is my number one target. I don't think I can win this World Cup, so this is what I'm focusing on.
Okay.
Let's see what's going on. I mean, Netherlands is in the other half of the, how do we say, on the
The brackets. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't land before the final, so let's see. But I think I will Sweden versus Serbia,
Hmm.
and Serbia was 2-0 down, and nevertheless beat Riccardi with Sweden. Riccardi was very good with
Mm.
when I was co-commentating that game, I already said I don't want to face this Serbian side because they are really good, brutal with this team. It will be a very because Serbia has very strong players, how to use them.
Okay, there we go. So that's going to make for a cracking encounter. Word of advice from Wild Bill is like, it's always laggy during match day. That's a good point. We didn't think about that. Usually we broadcast much later when it's a bit quieter on the My Club streets. And Bilal says, never use England servers. Yeah, I always use the Dutch ones. So, yeah, there we go. Some advice from the people in the chat. Snake, good luck against Wild Bill. Let me know if you need me to call that one. Hopefully things will be a lot better and a lot smoother. And we can do it like we always do. Thank you very much to everyone on Snake's YouTube watching the stream. Really appreciate your interactions and your engagements. And we'll catch you back on the Discord. Hard luck, Elliot. But we look forward to seeing what you can do with your Huddersfield team in the league. For myself, thanks guys for the opportunity. Thank you, Snake. I'll catch you on the Discord. No worries. It's my pleasure. Everybody have a good night.
Alright guys, cheers, comes up.
Cheers, mate.